Now, let us take a deeper look at 5 of these transformative technologies in the ARC 2022 report. AI, digital consumer, digital wallets, Web3, and electric vehicles. We begin with artificial intelligence, AI. AI should boost productivity and lower unit labor costs significantly. An example of cost reduction. Given 240 trillion synapses, the cost to train a neural network equivalent in size to the human brain in 2021 would have been $2.5 billion, and is likely to drop 60% at an annual rate to $600,000 by 2030. ARC suggests that the market capitalization of AI hardware and software companies could scale at a roughly 50% annualized rate, increasing from $2.5 trillion in 2021 to $87 trillion by 2030. Based on Wright's law, ARC forecasts that convergence of hardware and software could drive down AI training costs by 60% at an annual rate by 2030. ARC suggests that AI could automate the tasks of knowledge workers and boost productivity. ARC's forecast is that by 2030, AI will increase the output of knowledge workers by 140%. ARC estimates that organizations will increase spending on enterprise software by 42% at an annual rate of $14 trillion a year. If automation boosts productivity by 140%, AI software could increase the output of global knowledge workers at an annual rate of 9% to $97 trillion in 2030. Digital consumers. According to ARC, online entertainment spend, advertising spend, and platform e-commerce fees is likely to grow at an 18% compound annual rate during the next 5 years, from around $2 trillion today to over $4 trillion in 2026. ARC estimates that on average in 2021, Internet users spent 38% of their free time online and 62% offline. By 2030, expect these averages to flip, with users spending 52% of their free time online and 48% offline. Social platforms are scaling like never before. The accelerating adoption of online platforms gives businesses and individuals the ability to reach global audiences. Today, 6 platforms have more than 1 billion monthly active users, and 29 platforms have at least 100 million monthly active users. By the end of 2021, global digital advertising totaled roughly $440 billion, or 62% of the total advertising market. ARC forecasts the global digital advertising market will grow at an 11% compound annual rate over the next 8 years, surpassing $1 trillion in expenditures by the end of 2029. Social commerce is the next wave in online shopping. ARC estimates that the revenue associated with discretionary online time will increase from $1.8 trillion to $4 trillion by 2026. Digital wallets. Today, digital wallets like Venmo, Cash App, and others are the #1 payment method offline and online, penetrating traditional financial services, including brokerage and lending. ARC's view is that digital wallets could scale at an annual rate of 69% in the US, from more than $400 billion in market capitalization to $5.7 trillion, and 78% globally, to $20 trillion, during the next 5 years. Square's Cash App and PayPal's Venmo have amassed 74 million and 82 million annual active users in the past 8 and 11 years, respectively. JP Morgan hit $60 million deposit account holders after 5 acquisitions in more than 30 years. The US digital wallet opportunity could scale 69% at an annual rate of more than $400 billion in 2021 to around $6 trillion by 2026. The global digital wallet opportunity could scale to 78% at an annual rate, from $1 trillion to $20 trillion in 2026. Web3, an internet revolution. By 2030, ARC expects Web3 to depress annual offline consumption by $7.3 trillion, boosting direct online expenditures at an annual rate of 28%, from $2 trillion today to $13 trillion per year. For instance, NFTs generated $21 billion in sales, as the number of monthly unique buyers soared nearly 8-fold to more than 700,000. Currently, collectibles and digital art account for more than 75% of NFT sales on Ethereum. Based on the evolution of the video gaming market, NFT demand for blockchain-based games and virtual worlds could exceed that for digital collectibles and art, especially as collectibles and art begin to exhibit more utility in various games during the next 5 to 10 years. ARC believes NFTs will blur the lines between consumption and investment. ARC believes that, if Web3 gets established, the monetization rate of online spending should approach that of offline spending by 2030. ARC suggests that the monetization of time spent online will grow at a compound annual rate of 19% with Web3, but only 8% without Web3 during the next 10 years. Web3 annual online spending could reach $13 trillion in the next decade. Electric vehicles. ARC forecasts that electric vehicles sales will increase roughly eightfold, or a 53% annual rate, from $4.8 million in 2021 to 40 million units in 2026. Electric vehicles' costs could rival gas-powered options by 2023. The total cost of ownership for an electric vehicle dropped below that of a Toyota Camry. Electric vehicles' production costs are likely to drop below those of gas-powered vehicles in the next 1 to 2 years, and undercut them by 25 to 35% in 2025. If traditional automakers navigate the shift from gas-powered vehicles successfully, EV sales could scale 8 times from 4.8 million to 40 million during the next 5 years.